evening, everyone, and welcome to Check It Out, the library talk show that lets you know what's happening in and around the Bethel Park Public Library. We're your hosts, Elaine Volpe
and Christine McIntosh, and finally, we're approaching spring.
Yeah, getting
Very
there,
excited.
right? Happy March. Today's March 1st, so
March
we have
1st,
our...
Yes.
I forgot to wear my green, so I at least
This
am
is really
being festive with the beads.
Herbie told me
Chartreuse?
this is. He
What
called
would you
it
call
safety green. He called it.
Oh.
It's really the only thing green that I have that would be
I
appropriate.
don't have a lot of green in my wardrobe either.
Yeah, I like it. I just don't have a lot. So we're very excited to have spring coming, and with
Yay.
spring coming, there's a lot going on, particularly for adults at the library. Besides our regular clubs, book clubs and button club and Scrabble club, and the other clubs that we have. So I had to pick and choose. So for a more comprehensive list, check out our website or pick up a flyer at the library. So first up, we have an evening with author and poet Ed Bonner. Ed is a Bethel Park High School graduate. His works include Just One Kiss and Through the Eyes of a Lost Boy. He writes a variety of poetry, fiction, and nonfiction, and he will be at the library on Wednesday, March 8th at 6:30 p.m. to read some of his works and to discuss his process of writing. We have a property tax and rent rebate clinic on Thursday, March 9th from 10 a.m. until 1 p.m. This is a drop-in clinic, and it's sponsored by the Office of Senator Devlin Robinson, where his staff will be here to assist with property tax and rent rebate forms at the library. And this is like first come, first serve, but you do need to bring your proof of income, and if you are a property owner, your real estate tax bills, or if you're a renter, your landlord has to give you a certified rent certificate that says what you paid in rent. So we're very excited about that. We have Orchids 101 on Saturday, March 11th at 11 a.m. So that's spring. I've been out starting with my garden. I get so excited when it gets sunny. I mean, I haven't done anything besides like pull old stuff out and that kind of stuff.
Do you plant more plants and flowers, or do you?
I'm a vegetable. Yeah, I'm a vegetable person.
So what did you do last year that you had success with?
Zucchini. I had so many zucchini, and then I didn't make salsa. I usually make salsa, and last year I just got. By the end of the summer, I was like, I'm over it. Who wants tomatoes?
Right. So we did tomatoes,
make sauce.
Strawberries. We got a few, not a lot. Parsley, which always just...
I had parsley, oregano,
But then we
basil.
also did cilantro because I like to make homemade salsa, and our cilantro did not grow.
Oh.
Yeah, we had 2 years in a row.
Maybe we just don't have the right
I don't know.
temperature. I'm not sure. I usually go and buy my cilantro because I don't need that much.
Right.
Yeah.
Yeah, but you are into gardening, huh?
I do the vegetable gardening. I just love to have my own produce and be like, I grew this.
Yeah.
So.
That's awesome.
So Orchids 101, again, Saturday, March 11th at 11 a.m. This is presented by Tim Choltko of the Orchid Society of Western Pennsylvania. So he'll discuss the history of orchids and all the different hybrids. They're so beautiful. He'll talk about light exposure, watering, fertilizing pets, potting mixes, and repotting. I've never had luck with orchids. I think they're gorgeous. I used to buy my mom one every year for Mother's Day. She's like, please quit buying them. It's my mother. She doesn't have a green thumb. Let's just say that. We have the World of Pisanki, an introduction to Ukrainian Easter eggs on Wednesday, March 15th at 6 p.m. Have you ever seen the Pisanki egg?
I have never done it.
They're so beautiful. I watched a demonstration years ago when I worked in O'Hara Township. We had a woman come in. It's very, very interesting how it's done.
Yes. I imagine that class will fill up quickly. So.
I imagine. So this is presented by Tracy Sally, who will discuss the history, techniques, and symbology of this art method and demonstrate the process of creating one of these like one-of-a-kind works of art. They're really, really beautiful. And when they use the old-fashioned way of doing it with wax and then you dip, it's very interesting. If you have,
very intricate, I think.
Yes, I agree. And then we have Ukraine is My Love and My Sorrow on Wednesday, March 22nd at 6:30 p.m. This is presented by Lazia Yurgovsky, where she'll come and discuss Ukraine before the war and how the war has affected and continues to affect the people of Ukraine and also around the world. She'll discuss what can be done to support orphans, refugees, and kids with disability. And her goal is to bring attention and assistance to the situation in Ukraine. Lazia was born in the western part of Ukraine and came to the United States in 2004 after graduating with a PhD. She served in the United States Army. She now lives here with her husband and her daughter, but her family and friends are still in Ukraine. And I'm glad that we're doing this program. I
think it's wonderful.
I feel like we don't really grasp what's happening because we get snippets from the news. I picked up a book that we have at the library. It's called A Message from Ukraine, and it is the collected speeches of the Ukrainian President Volodymyr Zelensky in this last year since they've been invaded by Russia. And just one sentence in his introduction, he says, and so while we appreciate the help, support, and attention the world has given us, the bravery of our people must not start being taken for granted. War must not become routine. And I think because it doesn't affect our everyday life, that we just see snippets on the evening news, that we don't really think about
I agree.
how it affects Ukrainians' day-to-day life.
Yeah, on a daily basis, sure.
I mean, now we have some first-person accounts, in magazines and things like that. We don't have yet memoir. I mean, that you're living through the middle of a war, you're not worried about recording your memoir. But I think that war memoirs are particularly poignant for us to put ourselves in someone else's place and see what's it like every day to not have power or running water, or you have to avoid sniper fire while you're trying to get water from a public source. You don't have enough food for your children. I just don't think that we
You're right. I agree 100%.
understand or appreciate it. And so memoir is a way. Like I read a lot about the former Yugoslavia and the wars in the 1990s there, just to see a single person's perspective rather than to see it as a news story. So that leads me to March is Memoir Month. So I picked some memoirs that I think maybe you would enjoy. So check this out. This month I'm going to share some recently published memoirs. First, we have Ancestor Trouble, written by Maud Newton. Who are our ancestors to us, and what can they tell us about ourselves? From an accused witch to a 13 times married man, Newton's family tree abounds with stories that absorb and appall, but doesn't satisfy the author's hunger for meaning. Just what do the facts of a life tell us about who we are or where we come from, and what can our personal histories tell us about our national past? Carefully blending memoir and cultural criticism, Newton explores the cultural, scientific, and spiritual dimensions of ancestry, arguing for the transformational power of grappling with our inheritances. Foreverland, on the Divine Tedium of Marriage, written by Heather Havrilesky. In Foreverland, our author turns the microscope on her own relationship, illuminating the joys and exasperations of her 15-year marriage. From parenting to quarantining together to bristling at her husband's every loud sneeze, Havrilesky proves that forever is hard and wonderful work. The Invisible Kingdom by Megan O'Rourke. In the late 90s, O'Rourke began suffering symptoms ranging from rashes to crushing fatigue. When she sought treatment, she became an unwilling citizen of a shadow world where chronic illness sufferers are dismissed by doctors and alienated from their own lives. In this elegant fusion of memoir, reporting, and cultural history, O'Rourke traces the development of modern Western medicine and takes aim at its limitations, advocating for a community-centric healthcare model that treats patients as people and not parts. South to America by Imani Perry. The American South is often cast as a backwater cousin out of step with American ideals. In this vital cultural history, Perry argues otherwise, insisting the South is, in fact, the foundational heartland of America, an undeniable fulcrum around which our wealth and politics have always turned. Fusing memoir, reportage, and travelogue, Perry imparts Southern history alongside high-spirited interviews with modern-day Southerners from all walks of life. At once a love letter to a land of big dreams and bigger lies, and a call for change. South to America will change how you understand America's past, present, and our future. And finally, we have Solito, written by Javier Zamora. On April 6, 1999, 9-year-old Javier Zamora traveled with his grandfather from his home in El Salvador to Guatemala, where his grandfather would say goodbye and send him off on a 7-week journey to his parents in San Francisco. Solito reads like a diary of the trek, where during those 7 weeks, Zamora sees some of the best humanity has to offer: solidarity, bravery, sacrifice. He's created something quite rare here, an account of the high-stakes journey to a better life as experienced moment by moment by one of the most vulnerable young travelers. So come on in and check out one today. So when I was getting ready for taping this morning, and I was thinking, gee, what's the difference between a memoir and an autobiography? Do you have a guess?
Tell us, because I think that is a tricky one, right? Because I think they're very, very similar.
So autobiography is like a chronology of a person from beginning to end, or end of an era.
Sure.
You know. So we have like Michelle Obama, or President Obama, or Jimmy Carter.
Right.
And a memoir is like a nonfiction narrative, it is a nonfiction narrative that covers like a period of
Focuses
time.
on one.
So the Ukrainian war, I don't know, a travel, like a trip that you took.
That
So
makes sense.
that I just wanted to
That's the difference.
solidify that in my head, because I was like, what's really the difference? So
Yeah.
I went and kind of looked it up.
There you
But,
go. Thanks for sharing.
Yes, so very cool. I tried to do some different things, and they're all recently published. So hopefully come in and pick up one and see how you like it. A few other things. We have, I love, part of my job that I love so much is when we host tea parties for adults.
Yes.
So we always do our haunted hat tea, and we do our Christmas tea. So we decided this year that we're going to have an Easter hat tea.
Ooh, in your Easter bonnet.
In our Easter
My dad used to
bonnets.
sing that song to me all the time.
On Friday, March 31st at 11 a.m., it is $10 a person. We increased it from $5 to $10 just because, again, I'm sure everyone's tired of hearing it. Everything is just costing so much more. It's still a bargain at $10. So we ask you to wear your best Easter hat or your Easter bonnet and join us for tea, sweets, and finger sandwiches, as well as a game or two. I always come up with some fun games for us
Yeah.
to play.
Awesome.
And we do award prizes for, like best hat and then most creative hat. And so
Love it.
think about some really cool things to do with a hat. It could be a straw hat, it could be a fascinator, it could be a real like bonnet, whatever you want to do. So I checked this morning, we still have probably about 12 slots left. So if you're interested, you better give us a call and get on our registration sheet. And we have a few fundraisers coming up, the first of which we do usually once a month is the Raising Funds While Raising Spirits with psychic medium Reverend Debbie Packler. So it'll be Saturday, March 18th from 10:30 until 2:30. So she comes and gives 20-minute readings for $40 and then donates 20% of each reading to the library to help us achieve our fundraising goal. You have to call and set up an appointment, but you're not registered until we actually have your money because it's so popular.
It is very popular.
Yeah, people don't show up, then so you have to pay before you're actually registered. But it's a unique entertainment opportunity. I always say it's entertainment. So I love this.
I would
People
say
love
you've
it.
done it before, haven't you?
I have.
I did it once, a long time ago.
Yeah, me too. It's
do it
been
again.
quite a while. And then our friends of the Bethel Park Library are hosting Designer Bag Bingo.
I saw this. I'm excited for it.
Now, we used to host with for BPTV Volunteer Scholarship Fund, Designer Bag Bingo pre-COVID.
Used to be fun to go pick out the purses.
It was so
I
much
enjoyed
fun. Yeah, Elaine and I and Andy Amrine picked up purses. He was there because he had the credit card. So, and Al Levine and Dave Cable, we were all involved, and we had a great time. So the Friends of the Library asked if they could pick it up. So they will be hosting Designer Bag Bingo on Sunday, April 16th at the Community Center. Doors open at 1:30. The first game begins at 2 o'clock. It's $25 per person and includes 10 games of bingo. You get 3 cards for each game. You get a door prize ticket. They'll be giving away one of the purses. I don't know. I haven't seen them because
Okay,
I'm not
nice.
involved in the purchase. And it's just light snacks. You can
Can you bring your own thing?
you can bring your own. You know, you want a veggie tray. Well, what do they call it now? Crudité
Yeah.
or a what do they call the meat trays now?
Well, I always say it wrong. My sister makes fun of me, so I don't want to mispronounce it.
Oh,
Charcuterie
charcuterie.
board.
Yes.
I don't know how I used to say it. Charcuterie is the correct.
Charcuterie.
She used
Yeah.
to say that I mispronounced it. I don't know. I enjoy making a charcuterie board.
They're fun. They can be really pretty. And now with Pinterest,
Yes.
there's so many. So tickets are available at the library, at EV Hardware, or Eventbrite. Go to our website. I'm not going to read this whole Eventbrite URL. And proceeds benefit the library. So we're very excited about that. And I know we talked about it briefly last month, but we are hosting once again Party in the Park with South Park Theater and the Bethel Park Community Foundation on Saturday, April 29th from 4 to 7 p.m. on the grounds of the theater.
Great time last year. I'm looking forward to this again.
Oh, I was so hot that day.
It was a very hot day.
It was very humid. So Andy says that we're going to have blue skies. So let's hope that he's right. So tickets are $40 for adults. Kids ages 4 to 12 are $5, and children 3 and under are free. And Miss Elaine, I think I've asked you. Are you coming to do some fun
have
stuff?
my calendar marked. We'll think of
Okay.
something. I will certainly be there. I don't know who else from our department can make it, but I will be there for sure.
Wonderful. So get your tickets, support the library, and read about the war in Ukraine. That's what I have.
All right. So over to the children's side. Spring is, for us too, a busy time, a wonderful time, a happy time of the year. Next week, our regular story times will start back up. Now, there is no registration needed for those. You can just show up at 10 o'clock or 11 o'clock. On Tuesday is our story time for toddlers, so 2 and 3-year-olds. On Wednesday is our ever popular Mother Goose on the Loose story time. That's for birth through 3 years old. Baby Jam is for 0 to 18 months, and those occur on Thursdays. And then Friday is our preschool power class, most appropriate for 3.5 to 5-year-olds. We have a one-time Little Hands Art coming up on Monday, March 20th at 10 o'clock. So Miss Dawn loves doing art activities, really for all ages, but this one's going to be geared toward the younger crowd, toward preschoolers. So sign up if you're interested in that. You can come make a mess at the library. We do ask you to wear messy clothes or bring like an art smock or something. You don't want to put your preschooler in their Sunday best for sure. And then Miss Nancy on Monday, March 27th at 10 o'clock is doing a stinky story time.
I love this.
PU, what smells? It must be this story time. And she's going to, read some funny stories, but also talk about the sense of smell. She'll do some songs and some different activities. So that'll be a fun one as well. And then I love Giggle and Wiggle, so I brought it back. We're just doing it once in the spring, but on Monday, April 10th, I'll be hosting Giggle and Wiggle, which is just a super silly Monday morning romp where we get to sing and dance and be silly, just as the description states. So
I would like sometimes to have, I'm sorry to interrupt.
no, please.
This past week, Miss Heather, I'm here early in the morning, and Miss Heather came in, and I have a button in my office.
Oh, yes, you do.
30-second dance party, and she came in. She goes, I feel like dancing. So I hit the button, and Miss Heather and I were in the middle of the library dancing for 30
Nice.
seconds, and it would have been fun if we could have captured it. It was so impromptu, and it's just,
Yeah. They say, there's so many health benefits, right, from being silly and just letting loose, not just for kids, but for adults too. So something just like that, 30 seconds in the
was
morning
so
before
much
you
fun.
start your day, relieve some
and
stress.
we were laughing. Yes, we were laughing. It was a great
I'm
way
sorry,
to start
I
our
missed
day.
that. What was the song? Do you remember?
No, it's just some techno beat for 30 seconds. Yeah. Yeah.
Fun stuff. For our K through 6 friends, we have Glow Yoga coming back. This is for grades 2 through 4. That's actually tomorrow, March 2nd, so I don't know when this will air. I probably shouldn't. But yoga is always popular, and just know that Miss Megan is going to continue doing this on a regular basis. She's doing Glow Yoga this spring, but she's done family yoga in the past. She has done Mommy and Me yoga for the preschoolers, and that's just something that will continue.
I think I need to talk
Because
to Andy Amrine, and to find us someone that has goats so we can do goat yoga.
Oh yeah, you've mentioned this before.
I want to do goat yoga.
What makes you think Andy? Just because he has so many
Andy
connections.
knows everybody.
He knows everybody. You're right.
Yeah.
If someone were to get us a goat, it would be Andy.
Not just one. We need like 5.
Yeah.
But okay.
Okay, something
sorry.
to look into. But again, talking about health benefits, I mean, meditation and yoga and just mindfulness, even at that early age, is so very important. So I'm glad, thrilled actually, that Megan is a certified yoga instructor and will continue to offer these classes for us throughout the year. This coming Sunday on March 5th is Oreo Taste Off. And I think this will air before then. So I am going to talk about this one because this is so like fun, I think, but we don't have enough people on the list yet. And we can't offer the program because we can't justify really buying that many Oreos in the milk unless we have a good handful of kids. So if you are a 5th, 6th, 7th, or 8th grader, or even beyond that, sign up for our Oreo Taste Off because there really are so many different flavors.
Never
like
realized.
There's mint, there's red velvet, there's cupcake. There's like over 40 now, I think. We're not going to do all 40, but there's a lot out there.
That would break the budget for the year.
Yeah. We are going to do at least, 5 or 6. And the 5th is a great day to do it because it happens to be National Oreo Cookie Day.
There's a
How about that?
National Oreo Cookie Day.
There's a national day for everything now, I feel like. So if you are interested in that, it's happening at 2 o'clock this Sunday. We have our math lab. Now this one you have to sign up in person or over the phone. We don't do this one online, but again, starring Miss Megan, I feel like this is also her class. She is very good at math and enjoys helping people who are struggling or who just want to get ahead. And she's very patient and she's a very, very good teacher. So if you would like to sign up for some extra math help, you may do that this month. So it's every Wednesday. You can get a half an hour time slot between 5:30 and 7:30. And she just asks that when you register, you list the subject that you need help on just so that she can prepare. And, a lot of other fun stuff. But again, just check our flyer or give us a call for the teens. Kind of already mentioned the Oreo Taste Off. Next Wednesday, we're doing personalized notepads. Kind of just like a crafty, fun class using... I think I talked about this on the last show, empty receipt rolls that we collect here at the library. Just a way to reuse them, repurpose them, and you can make cute little personalized notepads for yourself. And we have so many materials that you can not only make one for yourself, but you can make one to give away as a gift. That'd be a cute, creative gift idea, right? I love homemade gifts.
I do too.
Yeah. But one of the things I am most excited about, talking about tea parties for adults, we are bringing back our American Girl Family Tea Party this spring,
wonderful.
back and in person at the Bethel Park Community Center, and tickets will go on sale on Monday, March 13th. Tickets are $30 for a pair. You can purchase additional tickets for $10 each. And we will have games and a craft and a light lunch and lots of fun. We will be giving away, raffling off an American Girl. I should have brought her down because she did come. I forgot.
That's okay.
I can't even remember what her name is.
I can't either.
Oh. But it's the doll of the year. And in addition to that, we will have some basket raffles to
It's
take
a
part
fun
in.
time.
It's a lovely time. It really is. And we used to call it mother-daughter. Anybody can come.
Yes.
Dads can come. Grandpas can come.
We've had
brothers,
dads,
uncles.
not many.
It is not just limited to.
And boys, we've had a couple
right.
boys.
That's what I mean.
Yeah. I really love that event.
Yes.
I'll be there
So we're
for
excited.
that.
So the event, I should mention, is on Sunday, April 30th. But again, tickets go on sale this month on March 13th. And then looking ahead, the other program that I'm really excited about this spring is our art gala. That is happening in April, but we'll start collecting art this month.
Fabulous.
So-
I love seeing some of this. I like when we display it.
Yes, and we're displaying it all month. Again, we found that worked really well last year, and we had a lot of good feedback, right? The longer it's on display, the better, because more people get to see it. We are bringing the auction piece back to it this year, so if you want to bid on a piece of artwork, if you want your artwork to be up
sold,
for
yeah.
auction, you just let us know when you drop it off. But if you don't want it and you want it back, we 100% can make that happen too. At the end of the month, or actually in the beginning of May, you'll be able to pick your artwork back up here at the library. So we don't have to keep it forever. We don't have to sell it. But if you want us to, we appreciate it. The proceeds come back to the library so that we can offer more fun programs like these.
Yes.
So that's what's going on in the children's department.
Fabulous.
Yeah.
The library will be closed for Easter, which I know isn't until April, but just a heads up, we will be closed just that Sunday for Easter, and we would see you Monday at 10 a.m. then after that.
Sounds good. And as always, if you have any questions, comments, or concerns on any of the things that we talked about on today's show, you know what you can do. Go ahead and give us a call,
Visit our website.
or better yet, stop in and see us in person. Happy March, everybody. Happy spring.
Happy spring.
Take care.